you can see now that what we've been able to do here so far. And now we are going to take something that we call the Wipeout Tool. The Wipeout Tool and the rubber pick are invaluable. I think that's the best way to describe them. They're invaluable. You really need both of them. This is a Wipeout tool. This is a rubber pick. The rubber pick is for smaller things, obviously. It's really tiny, very cheap. So if you have something like this, you will find out that you haven't wasted your money on it, because you'll pay $1 or $1.50 or $2 for one of these little things, and it lasts you almost indefinitely. The rubber pick lasts a very long time also. Not as long as a rubber pick, but the Wipeout tool has two ends on it. This one has a little bit of a point. This one has a wedge. It's like using a windshield wiper versus some kind of pushing tool, to clean things off of glass. Now let me show you what will happen if I put this down here and start using it on this little tree trunk, okay? This is a whole different set of rules when you're using a Wipeout tool. Wipeout tools are going to have all kinds of configurations that you can use with them. They're invaluable for carving. Carving is a very popular background method. You will not do it a lot in the very beginning, but you will be introduced to it a little at a time until you can get into it and start learning how to do it, okay? The rubber pick has its own method, its own thing that it does. So we're going to take that rubber pick now, and we're going to make some little marks down here and show you how you can get some special effects on this little tile. It's a real pointy thing, so we're going to be able to do some things in this. You're not going to see a whole lot of difference at first, but as you start to look at it, you start to see that we're creating bark with this. A little at a time, we're creating this bark, okay? Now, let me show you what happens if we switch over to the Wipeout tool. We're going to take the point end of the Wipeout tool, and we're going to take that point end through this area right in here. You can see it quite readily because it lifts off more paint than anything else we've got. Now, if we turn the wedge, if we're just turning it upside down and using that point end like this, see? Okay? Now, if we take this way and we turn it the other way so that it becomes a wedge, you can push with that wedge. Look what happens if you push with that wedge, how much it takes off. See? You've got something here that you started forming, and it doesn't quite measure up, or it's too thick. You can push it with that wedge end and skinny it down. Get new effects, clean it up. Maybe you've got something there that you like, but it just doesn't look quite right, and you want to do something else to it to make it look a little bit more exciting. So you use that little wedge end of that Wipeout tool to do stuff like that. You can come up alongside the edge of this tree trunk right here, and you can push up against the edge of that with that wedge and start getting really thin little edges. It'll make the texture of that tree trunk really jump out, okay? All right. See how that works? See how much better? Let's take some of this stuff off of here so you can see that a little bit better. There's our tree trunk. And we're going to push in here like this and skinny that down. This end up here is way too thick, so we're just going to push in there. See what happens? Just by pushing with that Wipeout tool. You can make it as exciting as you want. You can make it as strong as you want. Now you see that buildup right here? See this right here? Can you see that buildup right here? That's from pushing with that Wipeout tool. That's what happens when you have the Wipeout tool to make that paint move. You're going to build some of that up. So you're going to take the synthetic brush and you're going to tip it to the edge of that and pick up that excess paint so that it doesn't have that ridge in there. See there? Right at the top of your brush. Just tip that end to that and you can pick that right up. Okay? How about that?